Welcome back, everybody, here to the Turf Complex at Ocean County College in Toms River, New Jersey, as we will have the beginning of our triple header here on Championship Sunday. Dan Long joined alongside by Dominic Savino as we're getting the starting lineups for both sides. First for the 8th seed in the tournament, the Anoka Ramsey Golden Rams, 13-2-1 on the season for head coach Brady Hicks in his 9th year. Up front, you'll have Rochelle Purcell, number 5. Michaela Donat, who had a very strong game in the last time out in their win. Jen Kish, number 20. You have Brittany Strite, 11. Katie Oslin, number 3. And Callie Malley, number 18. Trinity Parson, Allison Bastier, Becca Sin, and Jessica Miller-Ulmer. And Michaela Halford will be in net for the Golden Rams, winners of Region 13. And for the starting lineup for the Brookdale Community College Jersey Blues, the 3-time defending national champions, 14-6 on the year, trying to capture win number 15 before the season comes to a close. An all-sophomore lineup here today. Led up front of the forwards, Heather Arbucheski, defending National Player of the Year, Amanda Karabin, number 14, Melissa Monteleone, Brittany Ramsey, Dilla Radoncic, and Bianca de Blasio. Gabriella Florio will join Caitlin Katurba, Michelle Montefinis, and Colleen Brannigan in the back, and Kayla Brode will be in net for the Jersey Blues under the watch of Katie Amundsen, the 3-time National Coach of the Year. So after the playing of the national anthem, both sides will meet, and we are about to get underway. This is going to be a matchup featuring New Jersey and Minnesota here today. And again, we should be treated for a good one. Both teams with impressive wins over at the Grass Complex on Friday in the beginning of the consolation bracket, as both teams are trying to end their 2016 seasons on a high note. And we'll be treated, Dominic, to seeing Heather Arbucheski one final time, the sophomore forward who is the 2015 National Player of the Year, a first-team All-American, and is entertaining some Division I and Division III interest at the next level for next season.
Yeah, Arbucheski, a great year this year as well. 33 goals in 2016. And something we'll mention throughout the course of this afternoon with 3 big matches coming up leading up to the National Championship match at 1 o'clock is all the sophomores that'll be graduating. You see a lot of sophomores will have one final time to don their respective institutions' jerseys, and you know there's going to be a lot of pride that some of these girls will take in their last match, because some girls, you mentioned Arbucheski, courting some D1, D3 offers, but not all the girls are in the same fashion or as lucky to have that. So for a lot of girls, it's maybe their last match of collegiate soccer in their career. And it's a big moment for them, and certainly in their careers, culmination of sorts.
43 degrees, 12-mile-per-hour winds, the start of today's contest. A chilly one here on the Jersey Shore, as we would come to expect. Had some nice weather after the day before the start of the tournament. Had really constant rain, but no rain has put a damper on this tournament here today. And we've seen 8 of the best teams in all of America going at it. And Brookdale is synonymous with winning here, Dominic. When they've played all their tournament games now, this is the 3rd year of the National Championships being held at OCC in Toms River, sporting a mighty impressive 7-1 overall record, that lone defeat coming in the quarterfinals this year in that close 3-2 loss against Erie.
Yeah, we touched on it. Katie Amundsen in her 6th year at the helm of the Jersey Blues, and what a job she's done. The first 3-time national championship coach across the NJCAA. She was last year's NSCAA Coach of the Year. And she's really bled Jersey Blues. She played for the Jersey Blues actually in 06 and 07, was an all-region player in both women's soccer and women's basketball, and then after moving on and graduating with her undergrad at Ramapo, was a captain there, came back, was an assistant for 2 years, took over the club, and in a couple of years became a national champion and hasn't stopped from there. So, again, a lot of these sophomores started or played significant minutes on last year's team, so they know what it's like to win and they know what it's like to be here. That's something that certainly helps you throughout the course of a tournament.
The dynasty that is the Brookdale Community College Jersey Blues. Looking for win number 15 on the year. Anoka Ramsey will kick off to start our contest here, and the 5th place contest is underway. Anoka Ramsey in white and Brookdale in their signature blues. We'll see how much of an attacking presence that Anoka Ramsey will have. They're a high-scoring bunch, averaging just over 5 goals a game, but as we alluded to, again, they are limited when it comes to substitutes at their disposal. Really only one on the bench throughout this game.
Yeah, head coach Brady Hicks has had a struggle all season long trying to keep his players healthy and just have the numbers in the first place. Started with 17 at the beginning of August. A couple girls got injured for the season. A couple girls left the team, and he finds himself only at 12, but a pretty solid job, and you have to respect what he's done. Only 12 girls on your team, and you're able to go 13-2-1 and make it to the national tournament for the first time in this women's program's history.
As the ball goes out of bounds, it's going to be a goal kick for Michaela Halford, the freshman from Maple Grove, Minnesota. She made 11 saves in her win against Rowan Gloucester and has recorded a total of 28 saves in this tournament, so very busy for Halford. And Anoka Ramsey had to face the top-seeded SUNY Broome Hornets to open up, and they got jumped on. You were present for that here right away and gave up a goal less than 90 seconds into the game.
Well, you see the common threads throughout this tournament. The 8 national tournament qualifying teams all have one of two things. Have a top 5 forward or a top 5 goalie. And some of them, like SUNY Broome, are fortunate enough to have both. That kind of speaks to what it takes to become one of the perennial D3 NJCAA programs, is finding some of that talent on either end of the field. And it's not so easy to do with a lot of the competition that these teams face, not only at the 2-year institution level, but also the 4-year institution level. A lot of the other colleges trying to poach the talented girls in their region. So it's tough as a head coach, especially when you may only be the only guy on your staff, the only girl on your staff. It's tough to try and not only coach the team, but also recruit well enough to bring in some talent year in and year out.
Here's that dangerous Amanda Carabin, as she has been making her presence felt with her throw-ins, trying to always hook up in the box with different teammates. On the top of the box, de Blasio trying to get a foot on it. Arbucheski chases in pursuit to the near side. Heather, the number 3 leading goal scorer in the country, has scored twice in this tournament. Bastier now trailing down the near side, trying to set her to the top of the box. Knocked down by Monteleone, trying to get it out of harm's way. And clearing it out into space, but still not out of danger. Anoka Ramsey tries an ambitious effort, blockered away. De Blasio getting it up to Arbucheski. She'll get it up down the near sideline to Carabin. Matched up down that near side by Becca Sin. Carabin off the side of her foot. Now still Brookdale containing possession in the offensive end, looking for Carabin to the near side. She'll slide it across. Good possession here, Dominic, by Brookdale. And Anoka Ramsey will finally clear it out, but still not too far out.
And you see Carabin's confidence, not rushing things on the ball, waiting, taking some pace.
Florio looking for a teammate on the far side. Brookdale saving possession before it goes out of bounds, but an easy save there for Halford, and she'll set up the clear.
And that's part of the problem, is the Jersey Blues will need some of that patience in order to try to break down the back line of Anoka Ramsey, and most importantly, trying to fool Michaela Halford. You mentioned she's had the most saves of any goalkeeper in this tournament, has faced over 40 shots on goal in just 2 matches alone. But it helps when you're the Jersey Blues. You've got Amanda Carabin, who towers over some of this competition at 5'8", the sophomore from Wall, New Jersey. And, of course, having Heather Arbucheski to lay it off to is not is a very nice weapon to have next to you.
And Brookdale did a smart job of, in their last game on Friday, they were really limiting the time of Arbucheski so that they could save her potentially for this morning's fifth-place contest. As soon as she scored her goal to give Brookdale a 2-1 advantage on Friday, she subbed out of the game so that she could still be at full force here today. With a wrap on her right quad, there's Arbucheski trying to elude a couple of defenders and knocked out of the way.
That's another storyline we'll see throughout the course of this morning and this afternoon, is the fatigue level that will undoubtedly set in with these teams. 3 matches in 4 days is not something to take lightly. Playing 270 minutes plus in the case of Erie and Montgomery, playing over 300 minutes coming if you include what will happen today. So certainly a lot of fatigue that these girls will have.
Anoka Ramsey trying to clear it out of their own end. Running over to the near side, it will be out of bounds, and here's that opportunity again for a throw, as Carabin has been able to display these talents and throwing it inside the box. That one will be headed down, out to space by Bastier. The miss hit trying to block Arbucheski off, and she pounces in on that opportunity and draws a corner kick.
Yeah, just a whiff on the header by Becca Sin. She tried to sky up and head the ball away from Arbucheski and flat out missed. And Anoka Ramsey lucky to be able to clear that ball as Arbucheski tried to sneak behind Becca Sin and create a point-blank chance for herself.
Carabin from the near corner. Halford kicks that one away. As she was diving down and seemed like she got caught in between whether or not to try to grasp it with her hands or just kick it away. She decides to do the latter, and it's another corner upcoming for the Jersey Blues. Another low liner trying to find some space. Brookdale getting ahead on it, but can't connect and put it on target. Still not clear, though, for Anoka Ramsey, as Brookdale in the opening moments of this fifth place game has been tilting the field in their favor on offense. Brannigan. Inside. Radoncic. And again, a simple and conservative way, just anything in front, clear it out to the side.
But a pair of good corner kicks from Amanda Carabin, putting in that danger zone, the 6-yard box area, the 12-yard, kind of the invisible 12 area, making it tough for Halford, trying to figure out whether or not she should come off her line. And you saw right there the first corner, she nearly overran the ball and had it drop right behind her.
Florio, number 15 in the lineup, the starting lineup here today, being rewarded for her 2-goal effort in their 4-1 win against Nassau Community College. And Alfred will look to clear and drop kick it away. Anoka Ramsey scoring their first 2 goals of the tournament in their 2-0 win on Friday against Rowan Gloucester. To the middle of the field. There's Katie Oslin, number 3, the sophomore from St. Francis, Minnesota. Passing it to the far side of the field, trying to connect with Parson, but it goes out of bounds near midfield. Will be a throw-in upcoming for Brookdale. Carabin knocked out of bounds. She's the team's leading assist getter, and you can see why with all the set pieces as well as the ability to throw inside the box. She's a dynamic 1-2 punch up top with Arbucheski.
And they posed a lot of problems for the Golden Rams early on. I mentioned the back line has struggled a little bit in this match, and certainly you look back to the SUNY Broome game where the number of weapons that head coach Bill Rich and the Hornets have just really are able to pick apart the Golden Rams for 90 minutes. But if you want to look for some girls on the back line, I know we just saw Allison Bastier and Trinity Parson. They combined for over 15 assists and 10 goals. So, some talent, some scoring punch, and don't be surprised if the Golden Rams try to use the flanks with Parson on one and Bastier on the other to try and create some attack.
Bastier got free for a goal to give Anoka Ramsey a cushion at 2-0 on Friday. They were outshot in that one against SUNY Broome, as you mentioned, Dominic, 23-3. We're on their heels from the get-go. We're able to settle down in their Friday game and trying to settle into this one, as Brookdale has had the aggressive and more better of the play in the early goings here. 5th place finish will be followed by our 3rd place showdown here today, and then finally capping it off with the 2016 Division III National Championship game. You can watch all those games here on NJCAATV.com. Dan Long and Dominic Savino here from a windy stadium on the campus of Ocean County College in Toms River, New Jersey. It's our pleasure to be covering this tournament all weekend long. As Brookdale, the three-time defending national champions, trying to finish in 5th place in this year's 8-team tournament. Anoka Ramsey from Minnesota trying to win back-to-back games themselves in their first ever national championship appearance. Halford will scoop it up and set it up for the clear.
You see Brookdale trying to pinpoint Amanda Carabin once again. And it seems like the Jersey Blues strategy, at least so far in this match, has been to try to center the ball in the 18. You've seen a lot of headers by some of the midfielders trying to corkscrew the ball in the air, put it down in the middle of the box, and then maybe also get some overlapping runs on either side and really create a great opportunity. But it hasn't been able to work yet for the Jersey Blues.
Monteleone to the far side to Brannigan. As Brookdale tries to operate on that far side of the field for a bit, now centering it. Florio trying to step up. Over to the near side, Montefanice. Here's Florio. Florio, who got both of her goals, really courtesy of Carabin on Friday's game. Deflected a little bit, and that will keep it in the offensive end. Brookdale trying a quick centering pass from the far side. That'll be skewered away. We have thrown upcoming for Brookdale. Region 19B champions, 4 consecutive regional championships for this program. Arbicheski gets ahead on it, doesn't know where the carom falls, but Halford waiting on that one bounce, and she'll scoop it up. It's really nice to have, Dominic, someone like a Halford in orchestrating and engineering your back line in goal. She's just really steady as they come.
Yeah, and talking to head coach Brady Hicks, he said the second he found out that Michaela Halford would be signing with the Golden Rams for the next 2 seasons, he knew that he had his goalkeeper for those 2 seasons as well. And he was actually able to build a little bit of a relationship with Halford before she signed. Coach Hicks, the coach of a U16 team, I believe it was, when Michaela Halford was on a U8 team on the club level. And he actually was able to have Michaela Halford come in and help the younger team that Coach Hicks was at the helm of, help that team with some drills and just get involved with them a little bit. And they built a relationship that way. And he said, hey, I'm also the head coach at Anoka Ramsey. We've got a pretty good club. We'd be interested in having you. And just like that, Michaela Halford in there, and you mentioned 28 saves. What a weapon in goal.
Outstanding freshman campaign for the Golden Rams. In charge of that backline defense. They're being tested early on by Brookdale, but nothing too dangerous. Coturba, number 3 for Brookdale, near midfield. Montefanice will clear it down. A veteran side for Coach Amundsen and Brookdale Community College, as you'd come to expect. Before losing to Erie, they were undefeated in playing their 6 previous tournament games here. And now a break the other way for Anoka Ramsey. As Street was trying to find some space right down the middle. Knocked out of play to the far side by Montefanice. We have throw-in for Anoka Ramsey, but maybe that's the game plan there, Dominic. They're trying to find those counterattacks and make the most out of their limited opportunities early on here.
And you saw Street trying to lay it off to Rochelle Purcell. Would have liked to see her take that shot. I mean, I realize you've got Purcell, who's a dynamic offensive weapon to your left, but she had a pretty decent opportunity. Could have created a shot lane for herself, because Street's a pretty good goal scorer as well. So instead of trying to be too unselfish, just try to create the opportunity on your own and take that shot opportunity, because you may not have a ton in this match.
Throw-in coming for Anoka Ramsey from the far side. The wind taking it a little bit. Broad will come off her line, scoop it up, and have an opportunity for a clearance for Brookdale.
And you wonder how much the wind will have a factor on our 3 matches today. I have said it throughout the tournament, especially on this turf field. The wind seems to flow right in and can do some funny things with the soccer ball. We haven't seen anything too unnatural as of yet, but especially on Championship Sunday, you never know what can happen.
Any clearance, any service right through the middle could be dangerous, like you were saying, with this wind here today.
And that's the way soccer goes sometimes. You may not be the better of the two teams on the field, but you get a lucky bounce and you end up winning 1-0. Or the ball doesn't bounce your way and you lose 2-1 even though you had the preponderance of the shot opportunities or something of that sort. So part of the reason why you need to try and play some crisp and clean soccer.
Why it's known as the beautiful game, and it also could be so cruel as well. Playing the conditions as well as playing your opponent. Headed away there by Jessica Miller-Ulmer. Tall sophomore from Vancouver, Canada. De Blasio, Brannigan, trying to find Radoncic. Garabin shot deflected away out of bounds, but that will earn, they say, a corner, or that's going to be whistled. No, it's going to be a goal kick upcoming. So under 30 minutes left to go in our first half of play, still both teams testing each other out. Brookdale having more of the time on offense. But just moments ago, there was an opportunity for Anoka Ramsey, and as you were touching on, Dominic, this might be more a case of any shot's going to be a good shot today, especially for Anoka Ramsey. They don't want to fall into the same trap they had being outshot 23-3 in their first game of this tournament by SUNY Broome.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is you don't want to defend for 90 minutes either. Not going to help you. And that's not a good key to success in soccer, playing defense for 90 minutes. But on that last sequence, I have to point out, Andila Radoncic able to sneak behind the back line. That's the first time we've seen that from the Jersey Blues, trying to get a lone runner behind the back line, and you see it right here again.
There's Karabin now trying to find Orbacheski, but her pass deflected out of bounds. She will earn the corner kick at the far corner.
And we've seen 2 good corners from Karabin so far. Let's see if she can make it 3. Just kind of sneak one in right in that area between the 6 and the 12. Give some of the girls a chance to redirect it with a header, bring the ball down, and take a one-touch shot.
Wind is swirling right in front of her. So she decides to go for the low passing route. The steer, though, intercepts, reads that play. Ball will trickle out in front of the VAR sideline. And still maintaining possession is Brookdale. This time lofting a pass in the air. Orbacheski was lurking. It's now Florio. And Anoka Ramsey will simply clear it out of harm's way. De Blasio. Knocked back by Callie Malley, number 18, for Anoka Ramsey. In white, Brookdale in blue. Goes out of bounds directly in front of us. Will be a throw-in upcoming for Anoka Ramsey. Dahlin looking for an outlet down the near side. De Blasio stealing possession. Pushing it up. Orbacheski finding Karabin down the near side. Matchup between 2 of the taller players in this tournament right now as Miller-Ulmer clears it out of bounds. And here comes another chance for Brookdale and a throw-in courtesy of Amanda Karabin. Approaching 27 minutes left to go in our first half of play. We're scoreless. Karabin looking near post for Orbacheski. Cleared out towards the middle of the field, and Rochelle Perzel now trying to find Bastyr. Sprinting past the back line. Potential opportunity here for Bastyr. Her shot is blocked. And good defense there in the trail. But that was the first real opportunity we've seen, Dominic, for that counterattack to be oh so dangerous with Perzel trying to find Bastyr.
Yeah, Bastyr turning on the jets to burn past Michelle Montefinice and Caitlin Katurba. But credit Montefinice, she was the one that had that big stop, lunged out with her right foot to block Bastyr's opportunity.
De Blasio. Right down Main Street the other way. Orbacheski will unleash a shot. It's the back of her defender. No opportunity there for a handball. And it will be out of bounds. Goal kick upcoming and substitution horn. That's the first real prime opportunity that we've seen with Orbacheski getting loose.
And we'll take a look at that shot. Heather Orbacheski, only 5'1", but you can't discount her on the field whatsoever. has a lot of power in those legs and ripped a pretty good left-footed shot that, had it not been deflected, would have been trouble for Michaela Halford.
And that was Becca Sin turning her back just in time, not having any of her arm touching the ball. So no foul whistled there or potential penalty kick. Halford drop kicks this one. Might have been a victim of the wind there, as that just deadened it right in the middle of its flight. Radoncic quickly to the far side, as Florio was the intended target. Now back to Radoncic. Takes a booming shot, but knocked down with her gloves is Halford. Steady Eddie in the back there, and she'll set up the clearing opportunity.
And you've seen the Jersey Blues have been able to start to connect on those finishing passes in and around the box. That means trouble for Anoka Ramsey.
And again, you never know what's going to happen with the winds. It might best behoove both of these teams to take shots, even ambitious ones from distance. You don't know how they're going to bend or curl into the net.
And an odd bounce, an odd twirl, a redirection even.
Intercepted by de Blasio. Malley, nice work rate there to come back on it. Monteleone trying to feed up top. They'll pass it all the way up to Purzel. Purzel was great a couple of moments ago with the long pass to Bastyr. Other than that, she's been relatively quiet in the early goings. More than 20 minutes have gone by, and we remain scoreless here in the 5th place contest in our 2016 Division III Women's National Championship Tournament. Dan Long and Dominic Savino, happy to bring you all the coverage here from OCC in Toms River. Little pressure again in the box, but each time called upon, the defense has risen to the occasion for Anoka Ramsey. Ball curled right through both the attacker and defender.
And Anoka Ramsey really needs a clear. They've been playing in their back end for the last 5 or so minutes. Brookdale really ramping up the offensive pressure.
Since that opportunity for Bastyr, it's really been all Brookdale. Trying to hammer home the first goal of the game. Jersey Blues averaging just over 3 goals per game on the season, so not the highest scoring team certainly that we've come to see here at the tournament, even compared to Anoka Ramsey, but they are just solid when they can hold on to a lead. They have fallen behind in both games that they've played. They were down 1-0 to Nassau the other day, but scored the game's final 4 goals on their way to a 4-1 victory, punching their ticket here to our 5th place game this morning. Blocked off by Oslin.
She caught that one right in the face, too. Sacrificing the body a little bit.
Brannigan. De Blasio.